right, welcome back. Rob Dameron here again to talk to you about subject-verb agreement. There's a little trick that I learned years ago on how to decide what verb is going to go with my subject. Now, basic English is that if I have a singular subject, meaning one, that I'm going to have a singular verb. Now let's just get this out of the way right now. Verbs that end in S are not plural. So works, I'm not going to say Paul and Mary works at the store. Okay? Paul and Mary, that's two people. That's plural. So verbs that end in an S are singular. There's a little trick that we call the it, they technique. Now, a lot of times, even when I was writing papers in college, one thing that I would have to do is double check my subject-verb agreement. Because one simple mistake, that might mean 0.5 off my overall grade. So I didn't want to make that mistake. So by using the it, they technique, I would just simply replace the subject, if it was singular, with it. If it was plural, I would replace it with they. Let me show you. Tony works at the mill. Okay? Tony, how many Tonys am I talking about? Just one Tony. So I could just replace Tony with it and then read the two verb choices. It work or it works. Obviously, it's it works. So there you see very simply how you can do that. Let's try another one. A machine shop repairman, and we could use the same one, work or works at the mill. There's my choices. So once again, how many repairmen am I talking about? I'm only talking about one. Sometimes when you get a really lengthy subject, you're not sure exactly what you're talking about. So I can simply look and say, well, I'm not really sure, but now let me take a look at my subject. My subject of my sentence, repairman, it's one, so I can replace that with the pronoun it. It work or it works. Once again, we have the works. So that's real simple. Now let's take a look at the plural. If I have more than one, Paul and Mary walk or walks to school every day. Okay? Now I have how many people? Two. So that's going to be plural. So if I have more than one, I can replace it with the pronoun they and then read it with the verb. They walk to school every day or they walks. They walks. That doesn't sound correct. So they walk. Now there's one little problem with this. When we have nouns, there's certain nouns that are always going to be singular. There's certain pronouns that are always going to be singular. And you can generate a whole list of these, and your teacher certainly can give these to you. Well, let's look at some pronouns. Everybody. Everybody is or are going to the beach after school. Everybody sounds like we're talking about a whole bunch of people, but really we're talking about one group. Everybody as a group is going to the beach. So this is singular. It is going to the beach or it are going to the beach. Obviously it's it is. Okay, that's with those pronouns. And now here's a final example for you. Say for example you're talking about food. Let's say, for example, a ham and cheese omelet tastes or taste good. Okay? Now, a lot of people look at that and say, wow, that's a lot of things. Ham and cheese, that's plural. You got a whole bunch of stuff. And's a big plus sign. It's adding things together. But how many omelets am I actually talking about? I'm only talking about one omelet. So I can replace it with it and then read the sentence. it tastes good or it tastes good. Well, I know again that singular verbs are going to end in an S. All right? So it kind of makes it easier to understand. I hope this was helpful.